Welcome back to another episode. Today, I want to take a closer look at Tesla. Yesterday, the company on their YouTube channel showed a video of an update to their Optimus robot, their AI robot. So, in today's episode, I want to take a closer look. I also want to take a closer look at things like valuations and some other updates impacting Tesla stock at the moment. So, let's take a closer look in today's episode. So we can see Tesla did close the day at $244. It's down roughly 1.1% on the day. Year to date, the stock is doing amazing, right? So Tesla investors are definitely pretty excited if they picked up early in the year or late last year. The stock is up roughly 125%. In the past month, the stock is up roughly 2%, while a lot of tech companies, in my opinion, are down a nice amount. Tesla, to some extent, is holding on. We can see really nice on those year-to-date gains. So like I mentioned, what I really want to talk about today is Tesla and their Optimus robot update. They did have a YouTube video roughly 1:20 yesterday. If you haven't watched it, I definitely recommend going to watch it. But before that, I do want to take a closer look at some other updates impacting Tesla.
Finally, I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
Late in August, so a few weeks ago, we did kind of see Elon Musk talk a little bit more about the Cybertruck. He did mention that he just drove the production candidate Cybertruck at Tesla Giga Texas. And this is pretty interesting, right? The Cybertruck is taking a lot longer than probably originally anticipated, but we are seeing a lot more reports out there, a lot more sightings of Teslas of the Cybertruck on the road. So it does seem like we might be expecting this kind of late second half of this year launch for the Cybertruck. Some other pretty interesting news about the Cybertruck, right? It does seem like Elon Musk mentioned that there is a performance Cybertruck. So this is pretty interesting. I know right now, if you go to their Cybertruck, you see it's better utility than a truck with more performance than a sports car. So unless you order now, it doesn't kind of show you the actual settings, but it does seem like it is kind of new news that there is going to be a performance Cybertruck available. I am an investor of Tesla, but I want to say I'm not too fond of to me, this is a growth story, and this is pretty interesting, right? A growth story for a company with $770 billion market cap. For that reason, Tesla is a small position in my portfolio, but the reason I am excited about Tesla is pretty much Optimus robot and the market opportunity that can go from there. I do believe Tesla is a huge AI company, and obviously, if you're looking at Tesla in the eyes of just a car company, this company is horrendously expensive. But I kind of have a bit of a visionary view, and this visionary view can obviously be wrong. I completely understand that. Before we go any further, guys, I do want to say thank you for the support. We just hit 28.1 subs in the channel. I'm trying to hit 30,000 by the end of the year. So if you haven't, make sure to hit the thumbs up. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. I do have a master's degree in electrical engineer. I do a lot of research on the semiconductor market. So I do have exclusive videos about the semiconductor industry. Click join to learn more. If you want a special offer, check out fool.com/Jose, free newsletter at josenaharo.substack.com, free semiconductor news at semiconductorwatch.com. But I do believe this is a company with a huge AI opportunity. And this AI opportunity is obviously first kind of being shown in the automotive market, even though their vision autonomous is not the way to go, it seems, in forms of regulatory at the moment. They are able to kind of project that information and kind of enter other markets. Here, for example, with the Tesla bot, we are seeing it more in a humanoid style robot. But this kind of automation and data that they are collecting with the vehicles and now kind of showcasing it in the robot can be used in other types of robot, not just humanoid-based robots, more like maybe small delivery robots, robots that go in other types of kind of e-commerce centers and other things about there, right? So I do believe the robotics segment could be huge, especially the AI robotics for Tesla. So here we can take a closer look at some of the updates. I took some of the screenshots from this video, like I mentioned. Make sure to go watch the video if you are an investor of Tesla. But they start off by showcasing that this Optimus is able to only use vision to kind of really calibrate itself by understanding its joint positions and can precisely locate its limbs in space. And calibration is obviously very, very important for being able to do tasks in the future, right? And they actually ended up showing some tasks that Optimus can do already. First, they do mention its neural net runs entirely on board using vision, and it's being it does numerous tasks. The first task they showed was being able to kind of allocate and sort these Lego blocks into the correct kind of rack. So the blue Legos go into the blue tray, the green Legos go into the green tray. Outside of that, they also showcase real world dynamics, or what happens in the dynamic reality. There's always so many variables happening in the real world that you can't really you can't really code for that, but the kind of solution needs to be out there. So they showcase one of Tesla's employees, I'm guessing, moving some of the Lego pieces, putting some of the Lego pieces back, and Optimus kind of responded accordingly. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit worried about this. I'm like, what if the robot gets mad? When will it start attacking humans? Another pretty interesting point is the Cybertruck was in the background as a frame there. So I guess they're kind of just showcasing, hey, look, the Cybertruck is soon to be released. Who knows? Maybe we might have the Cybertruck being driven by Optimus at the overall events. But they continue to showcase some even more impressive solutions in the AI market here with Optimus. They showcase that, hey, look, Optimus even has autonomous corrective actions. Let's say it pushes a Lego piece down and the Lego pieces kind of flips over. It will flip it over to make it look cleaner. And outside of that, Optimus can also do unsorting. So it can do all types of tasks that it can learn. Here it kind of puts the Lego pieces back into the table in no kind of logistic order, just placing it back on sorting it. The end of the video showcased a lot of cool information too. They showed Optimus doing a stretch and yoga poses. So I mean, I think it's impressive, right? I think if you're seeing Tesla as just a car company, it's definitely not the case, right? This is an impressive AI company. Now the real question is, how do you value the opportunity that we don't know how big it's going to be, or when it's going to come? And I do believe that's always the hardest thing for investors. To me, I can definitely see a future where Tesla robots are being used all over the world for different types of workloads. Like I mentioned, right now we're seeing a humanoid style robot, but there can be other types of robots as well that can come out from these applications, from this data that kind of Tesla is creating at the moment. If we take a closer look at valuations, right, Tesla is trading at a hefty valuation. Current PE ratio is around 69. I'm not sure if that's pretty interesting, right? But if we take a closer look at forward PE ratio, it's roughly 71, and forward 1 year is 50. And to me, I do believe Tesla is trading at a high valuation, even with the growth opportunities, because the main reason, like I mentioned, is even though I do foresee all these growth opportunities, especially in AI due to robotics, the real question, like I mentioned, is when is that market opportunity really going to show? How big is it going to be? And is it going to come out of nowhere? Or is it going to be like a slow incline? A perfect example is NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA is one of my favorite semiconductor companies. It's my number one position in my portfolio. And while I did believe that AI was a huge market opportunity a year ago, I never would have thought that market opportunity would have came so fast. The amount of revenue growth this company saw in just a few quarters is insane. Is this something that Tesla can also accomplish with the growth of AI, with the growth of robotics? If so, the question is when and how far from now, right? So pretty interesting there. If you are not familiar, I mean, Tesla, like I mentioned, is more than just a car company. They have numerous AI applications. Two of my favorite applications are their Dojo chip, which is their training chip that is used to make their supercomputer, the Dojo system. And this Dojo system is very unique for kind of video training to some extent, something that many other chips don't really do. I mean, video itself is insane with the amount of data, right? Imagine a 4-second clip. How many frames are in that 4-second clip? How much items or how many objects are within each frames, and the computer needs to kind of go through all that. So Dojo chip and the Dojo system is pretty impressive, and that's why I'm actually pretty excited to hear this news. Yesterday there were reports that Dojo is doubling up on their super. That Tesla is actually doubling up on their Dojo D1 supercomputer chips. Economic Daily reports that right now there's roughly 10,000 Dojo D1s in production queue for next year, with insiders believing that Tesla is quietly expressing confidence in its custom ASIC, and upcoming order count could increase for the next batch in 2025. And I do believe this kind of super dojo is what's going to allow Tesla to continue to grow its AI solutions, not only in autonomous driving, but like I mentioned, those autonomous solutions can be used in other types of robotics, like we're seeing with Optimus Prime at the moment. Some other things I wanted to kind of express about Tesla, right? Their Dojo chip is in the 7 nanometer line, and it seems to mainly use system on wafer advanced packaging. If you are following the semiconductor market, we have heard that there is a huge backlog or bottleneck in the TSMC advanced packaging of chip on wafer on substrate. So some investors might be worried, hey, is that bottleneck going to affect Tesla? From what I'm looking at right now in the advanced packaging solutions that Tesla Dojo chip uses, I don't believe that's the case. So Tesla, while they do need as much NVIDIA's chips, and Elon even mentioned it, that, hey, look, we would take as many chips as NVIDIA can give to us. Unfortunately, there is such a huge demand for their products that they had to find an off solution. And those solutions are working side by side to each other, but as long as right now, as Tesla can't get NVIDIA chips, they're going to continue to produce their Dojo. And I do believe it's going to force them to continue to innovate. I'm super excited to see what Dojo Chip 2 does and how it kind of progresses over time. So again, I'm very excited about Tesla. It's pretty interesting that a $700 billion market cap can be considered a growth stock to some extent. But like I mentioned, this company, with the amount of AI solutions, with the kind of opportunities we're seeing here with the robotics, it's an opportunity that can definitely come. I'm not saying it's a guaranteed. I'm not saying it's going to be a home run, but it definitely has a huge growth opportunities with robotics, and not only with just humanoid style robots like Optimus, but other types of robots in all different types of market shares, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.